Hi, this is King, and this is my team, Leviatán. First of all, we got Tex, that's my boy, he's a quiet demon. Then we got Calm, the clutchest man in the league, always lurking. Next, Demon 1, the return of the king, the GOAT, nothing else to say. And last but not least, Nathan K, the X Factor, always pulling through sticky situations.
Yes, I am joined by Itapata between maps. Thanks so much for taking the time. I gotta ask, you know, looking at that first game, you guys started off so strong, but then lost a little bit of footing as you head towards split. What are you gonna do to clean that up to make sure you guys just fire on through?
Well, you know, Heaven is on attacking side of the map, so, you know, it was a little bit hard to control them at the start. I feel like they were playing very aggressive, so we had to, like, adjust to their aggressive playstyle. And I think after we found out the key, it was, like, pretty easy to close all the map.
Awesome. And for split, what are you going to tell the team to make sure none of that happens?
Just control the game the same way that we did on Heaven.
Perfect. I love it. Itapata, thanks so much for the time. Best of luck in game 2.
Well, a strong start for Leviatán on their debut in VCT 2025, taking map 1 of Haven over Furia. I'm Mimi back on the desk, joined by a very special guest. It's Stellar of YFP, and kind of Turtle Troop, and kind of Furia, who just picked up that first win for Furia just a few days ago. Thanks so much for joining me, Stellar.
Yeah, no problem. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, a tough start for Furia in that game, but you were playing on that stage just a few days ago. What was it like coming out there with your squad and getting that first win?
I mean, it was great. I couldn't ask for anything less. I think playing with some of my good friends and former teammates and current teammates, I mean, I couldn't ask for anything better, to be honest. I think, especially Adder and B-Dog's first time, you know, I'm super proud of how they played, and I wouldn't want it to be with anybody else.
Yeah, it was an incredible game from you guys, but this Furia got off to a little bit of a cold start. What do you think went wrong in that first half of Haven?
I just think I think LEV was playing a really slow game, and they kind of read into Furia's early aggression. And I mean, every gun round that Furia won, they just got reset the next couple. There's a couple 5v4s that they also gave away really fast, which never really helped, and they just looked a little disconnected overall. I think LEV was very tight-knit on their attack and was trading out well. Spacing was good, and Furia just looked a little bit, you know, nobody was there to help. On the flip side, I think LEV, you could see it in their setups. There was layers, Omen Flash, trap plays, Breach ult trap plays. People were following up with the utility, and you didn't really see that from Furia. So hopefully, you know, it looked like they were starting to warm up towards the end of the defensive half, and on attack, they were showing a lot of fight. So hopefully we could see that going into second half.
Yeah, we saw Rafa making his debut as an IGL on the VCT Americas stage. You know what that's like from your time with 100 Thieves and that last game there. What are the pressures like as a leader stepping on to that stage?
I mean, obviously you want to win. It's hard when you're down rounds too, especially. There's a lot of pressure. You could see it in your teammates. It's a different game on stage versus practice, especially just on a stage like VCT. I think, you know, when things aren't going your way, it's hard to come up with solutions. Sometimes some of the players might get quiet, and, you know, you have to be that person to speak up and you know, try to find those solutions when that happens. And sometimes it just doesn't happen. So, you know, Rafa played good. I think they started to warm up super, you know, towards the end. And, you know, like I said, hopefully that will continue.
Yeah, on the other side with Leviatán, I think it was the pretty much best map one you could hope for those guys. Calm especially really impressed me getting to play again with Demon 1 on this team.
Yeah, they played great. I think Calm and King had a fantastic game. Tex was getting a ton of lurks open and made Furia super scared early in the half. I think, I mean, Calm clutch King, he won, what, 2 1v2s? One at the end of the half and then the first half, and then one on pistol. So obviously that'll help them a lot. And I mean, they were frying. Nothing else to say about that.
You and your team impressed a lot of people getting that win on the Americas stage. I'm wondering if people want to see more Stellar, see more of that Turtle Troop core, where can we expect to find you guys this year?
We'll be in Challengers. Not sure what's happening with Turtle Troop. Can't speak for them. But obviously I play for YFP right now. Me, Thief, Physic, Penny, Jakey. So we'll be playing in Challengers. So please, whoever's watching, I would appreciate if you guys could at least follow the players, recognize the teams, players, try to follow matches as best as you can. This is where the VCT players come from. This is how the ecosystem will thrive. So if you guys could please support Challengers in Tier 2 and even Tier 3, as best as you can, I would, that would go, it would be amazing, right? It would go the distance for everybody involved. It'll help VCT in the long run. It'll help challengers overall. So please, 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 please support as much as you can.
Yeah, NA Challengers kicks off in just a few days, and it's the same thing down in Brazil and Latin America as well. So make sure you check that out. Stellar, thank you so much for joining me.
Got it. Thank you.
Let's check in now with Furious coach after map number 1 as we prepare for Split.
I'm here with coach of Furia. Peu, that first map was so close. Lev has split for the second map. What are you telling the team to make sure that's a win?
Eu acho que nessa Heaven a gente acabou pecando um pouco pela falta de ritmo, tanto de competição, porque a gente jogou um off-season já faz um tempo, tanto de treinos. A gente acabou conseguindo voltar bem no mapa, dificultamos o jogo, mas ainda assim não foi suficiente. Na split a gente tem algumas mudanças de composições, de coisas novas que a gente treinou recente, então eu acho que é um mapa que a gente está melhorando na nossa pool e eu acho que a gente pode surpreender eles com isso.
Yeah, I think there was a lack of practicing and time for working so we could take Haven. But for Split, I think we have a good strategy, and I think we have everything we need to bring this to us.
Hey, can't wait to see it. Good luck.
Thank you so much for that, Riv, and great to hear, of course, from the coaches there as we get ready for Split. But real quick, I did want to revisit something that Stellar said. Watch Challengers, seriously. It starts up in a few days, and you don't want to miss it. The depth of talent across all of Valorant is wild, but in America's Challengers, it's freaking awesome. But we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get ready for Split, set that up, and we'll see you on the other side.
Good job.
Welcome back. Split is on the cards. We've got agent select that we're going to have to deal with first before we get there. If you are just joining us, first map was a banger. Haven 13-8, the way of Leviatán, but now again the opportunity to equalize as we go to Split, Dre.
Yeah, and I'm wondering right now, for the side of Leviatán, are we going to see Demon 1 on the Raze? We know he's been great on Jet. Everybody knows that. But on NRG, the Raze was very questionable. So is he going to be that guy, or maybe is he going to do a little role swap with Tex? I mean, I guess we're going to find out very soon. I'm very surprised by the Sage pick, though.
Yeah,
but maybe taking some inspiration from Cryo.
Yeah, the prevalence to it as well. I think maybe seeing it once, but seeing it more than once is really interesting. On the other side for Lev, we do have Demon 1 on the Raze. All of the tools you imagine will be funneled towards activating him.
I'm so excited to see this. Did he finally figure it out? As a Jet player myself, it was so hard to get in the mentality of when to use utility on that character. On Jet, it's just go kill, man. You have an escape card. Raze, all of a sudden you have to think about util timings, especially on a map like Split. If you waste your nade too early, okay, they baited it out, now you don't have it for the retake. So many different ways you have to approach it. But Leviatán, they are starting on that attacking side. And if they can create a similar pace as to what they did against Fury on the last map, I mean, it could be a very bad start.
I'm trying to think about the last time we saw a Split that didn't have at least one breach.
Yeah.
It's been a little while.
Or Hiteo.
Yeah, that smoke towards Mail suggests that they want to go into ropes. Khalil's on the other side, but he's not around for long.
You know how risky it is to walk through that mid-smoke?
Who knows what's waiting on the other side. Great kill from Tex as well.
Yeah, Sage Wall used B, but it's already a 5v3 for the attacking side. Leviatán, they've looked so sharp so far. I mean, Tex just one tap Havoc in A main. Wasn't even close. But again, just to talk about that walk through the mid-smoke, if there's a setup there, if there's firepower behind it, you're dead. It's such a gamble. And sometimes that's what these pistol rounds come down to.
And if they consistently fall your way, then
yeah,
sure.
That Sage wall breaking is going to be the cue for everybody to do the B execute. And this is just going to be so hard to retake into. King still has that Omen flash. This dog is clearing out a lot of space. Only a raise nade and a dog used to take sight.
The dog may have even gotten a little bit of suspicions of where Rafa is.
Yeah.
Still choosing to play in the smoke, though.
Yeah, this is a full post-plant setup right now. Furia, all they have is a molly and 2 heals, man. You gonna heal your way into the site, Doug?
Can't imagine that'll work. That flash is set up for a little bit of a swing. Calm and Demon 1, ex-teammates reunited. Side by side as they effectively secure this pistol for Lev.
It's flawless. An absolute flawless pistol round from Leviatán. And those heals, they did nothing. So the Sage comp will fall on this pistol round, and it was this entry in mid. I guess there was a room, but for some follow-up, King with that random right-click through the smoke, just off the sound.
Dude, there are times I watch Tex aim.
Yeah, he's unreal.
It's just like, it's smooth. It's smooth and snappy. It doesn't feel like accelerated. It doesn't feel rushed, but it's always precise.
If you're in the vicinity of his crosshair, he will take you out.
You're cooked.
And he stepped up huge joining this team. He's another player that everybody was sleeping on, honestly. Tier 2 duelist for the guard, going over to a sentinel role. He's made that change. Looks so good. A 1-3-1 approach for Furia.
A little bit of curiosity.
That flash, identifying that there are at least some players in B main. That prompts the walk up in mid.
Yeah, so 1-3-1 for Lev. They've gotten so far up off the dog to clear out ropes.
So smart.
But again, it's a curiosity from Furia that has them here still. Off of the contact, you imagine there's a flash setup, but patience.
Yeah, Calm knows, man.
He's left alone. He's got a lot to deal with on his own. But I love how they play that. He didn't really have a weapon that you wouldn't mind dropping.
Yeah, they don't care if he falls there. Same with Tex. Both players playing isolated. If either drops, they'll just react the other way.
And those, I mean, that decision alone just shows some of the preparation and how thoroughly Leviatán are thinking about the game. How many times have we seen a player isolated with the wrong gun?
Yeah.
It gets picked up by the other team, and all of a sudden, who knows what happens?
Smart investments. Just going to be a shooting range here for King with this Guardian. Having to play a little bit of duck hunt. Which rope? They had it up. Tex. He's going to try to finish out this round by himself. Havoc does take him out, though.
Progress towards the ult.
Yeah. Hey, this time around, Leviatán holding on to the majority of the guns that they invested into this round. And Calm, he's sitting at $3,500. He can upgrade to a Phantom if he wishes and still buy the next round. A good anti-eco from Leviatán.
Especially in comparison to the last one.
Oh, yeah. They learned from their mistakes. And let's all keep in mind, Leviatán have always been phenomenal on split. I feel like they've always been very strong on this map. They ran this composition last year. Calm, he's not new to playing the Viper lurks on this map, dating all the way back to EG. Maybe Demon 1 being slotted into this raise with the structure that Leviatán already has on a map like this can really make him shine. We're going to have to find out.
We will see if that is the case. He is the tip of the spear so far. Flashes, but no speeding up behind it. No satchels out. Nothing of the sort. As Heat has been perfectly segmented, playing in between the walls, and the spam out from Havoc will punish.
One of the 3 Phantoms from the side of Furia. It is going to be an upgrade of the Vandal onto Demon 1, though. Doesn't have any more armor. Those Phantom sprays chipping away. A big head-to-head here, Khalil. You got to be careful here, man. If you fall, you're giving a way back in for Leviatán.
The fact that he jump peeked that after was
crazy.
Bold.
Yeah. The gall you have to have.
Again, a spam kill.
A spam kill, that smoke going up a little too late. Could have definitely worked against Heat. Gets a little bit fortunate there.
Fury have the advantage, but the round is far from secure. Proactively taking some of this space towards A. This fight is big. Com has to win this out. Instead, the Satchels trying to dissuade and trying to push them back. They know where the hit is going to be coming from. 13 seconds left. Looking to find a way to commit. If Havoc plays his timing perfectly, he can secure the round on his own. But it's only one kill found.
Not a lot of time.
Reinforcements arriving as King holds the line. 3 on the round for him. Khalil left in a 1v2. Members weak on the side of the attack. A winnable clutch. But he's got no armor, Dre. He does have a smoke to play around. Spots a gun barrel. And that's all it is.
Yeah, but King has his smoke up now, too. They're just going to double swing right here. And my God, what a highlight from King. Peeking out of heaven because the time is running low. That's the only player, I think it was Rafa, that can deny the round win at that moment.
And he was weak. I want to say he had like 30 HP in a classic.
And he just runs him over like a truck. I mean,
look at this, 20 HP. And then
we're not seeing the highlight of the right click, but he just decimated him.
You fuck with that?
I mean, deleted Rafa from the server.
That one, this is a family-friendly show. That one, we missed that one. we'll catch that one next time.
He's built different.
2 Buckies for Furia. In the hands of Heat and MW.
Man, Lev have just been outplaying Furia on both attacking halves. And this time it's not that crazy of clutches. I mean, yeah, King had a big moment right there. But it's not a 1v2 from Calm that wins you the pistol round. It's way more clean. I feel like Furia maybe a little bit of those nerves setting in. First match at VCT. You just flew in, like you stated.
Yeah, they haven't been here long. Again, they were forced to field a sub-roster.
Yeah.
Which they did exceptionally well, by the way. Someone signed those guys. But they didn't play.
And also starting on the defensive side, 2 maps in a row, you're not really able to set any type of pace. You're kind of playing to the other team's will.
They're going to challenge us, MW Bucky.
30 seconds left.
A little bit of a misfire there.
It was too deep. I don't think he caught him! MW gets 2! And now the flash in the smoke. The reaggress. They're TPing out. I don't know that was the plan, but this has worked out nicely. Yeah. The problem is he's by himself, and they're not fully convinced that that's where it is. So all of the defense is heading A, but the spike being planted B.
Spike planted.
It's still going to be so hard to pull off if you're Furia.
Heat has upgraded a weapon. MW has as well.
Calm does have that Viper Spit still online. King still has the paranoia.
It's just gone from impossible to unlikely, but there's still a chance. Calm's timing is gorgeous. Tex is there with him.
What? Rafa running out of spawn like a Rambo just on his lonesome. Gets 2 back-to-back Sheriff headshots, and he secures the eco round win for Furia. But
it wasn't the upgraded weapons.
But it was MW, though, that gave Furia the chance in this round with that Collat Bucky. I thought this gun was nerfed. I mean, Demon 1 had no chance. Oh. That's as satisfying as it gets if you're Rafa. I feel like he needed that, too. He's been getting the short end of the stick in this series. And the economy, all of a sudden, for Leviatán, it's dwindling down.
Eyes on Demon 1 here. A little bit of exploring towards mid, and again, it's the Frenchman who punishes first.
Heat has been getting taken out in this vent area, either 1-for-1 or just dropping for free a lot.
Which is fine if you're running a double control comp like they are, but it's still far from ideal.
Yeah, I mean,
that wall is great.
It's good for a little bit of delay, but Demon 1 getting over the top of that.
But honestly, it did what it needed to do. They weren't able to fully continue to flood out. It was just enough of a pause for him to be able to punish from screens, or from spawn, excuse me.
Yeah, and for Khalil to sneak out here onto the actual site
Exactly.
itself.
Rafa's still in a very good spot. Khalil is finding value off of that peak, but that double face like that, Demon 1 again, finding another.
Enemy remaining.
King up in heaven. TP not followed. MW, a 1v3.
30 seconds left.
Such a storied player in a clutch situation, but not able to contain the shots. And LEV get another round.
It's always those ones that are the hardest. King not looking at you at all. He drops, does a little 180 on you. But Demon 1 with the trades on the actual site. I think Khalil is feeling himself a little bit too much, over peaking in that moment.
One enemy remaining.
That Sage Wall ends up working against them, having to retake from that vent area. King, he was so confident they weren't in CT. A quick answer back from Leviatán and a quick timeout from Furia.
King sitting at 9-1 right now.
Yeah. By the way, on the last map as well, started 9-3 alongside Calm.
He's been very, very good. Not just in his calling, obviously, but in the individual playmaking. And for Furia, an opportunity, or I guess a demand, a need to go back to the drawing board and try to figure something out here.
It just feels like they're getting bullied, and he's been taken out a little too much early on, you know, like in that vent area. Whether it was the pistol round, now it was a gun round. That's 2 rounds just going the way of Leviatán in advantage because of that. And I get it. That was a lot of the success that Furia has had in the offseason, taking these individual fights. But when you're playing at a level like this against a team that is playing so close together with trades, you can't just do it all, man. Not on the Viper.
You look across the board, and it really does seem like all of them have been bullied. For Furia, a need to turn the tides here.
He's alone again in mid. Maybe this time he'll play a little bit more passive. But if he gets taken out again, he's really just dying by the sword.
Khalil on this off angle is just tricky to deal with. But you're in a one and done.
Yeah, no one's here. Look at the rotation on the mini-map now. Members will be here close enough for the retake, but this nade will delay it.
I mean, that's textbook. The paranoia out, the double satchels and the nade, but now Fury can try to flood in behind it. The Seekers pop, but the rocket is perfect for the delay.
Yeah, he doesn't even need to do anything off of this. Just the fear alone of popping that ultimate. Look at how much space he's gathered. He has all of spawn even.
I mean, he had cabbages of his own that he could follow. Now he's been inserted so deep. Demon 1. His kill is big, and it's snappy. Rafa down. Furia down.
Just easy work right now for Leviatán. Khalil, he's so far pushed up. Again, these 1v1 exchanges. Yeah, he gets a kill, but the trade is right there from LEV. And then it's a free B site. And you just look at the mini-map, and you just know the round's going to be really difficult.
Yeah, you're forcing yourself into heroic situations there, right? At best, he gets maybe 2, right? But that's still so hard to demand from your players.
Difficult to see it, and I think right now you're seeing the problem with running a Sage instead of a Cypher. You can't really fall back on that utility. Even the info that the cam can get on this map on the defensive side, it's so valuable. I haven't really seen...
Nice, good job. I had to get one in.
I haven't really seen too much benefit from running the Sage in this composition for the way that Leviatán are playing. I mean, you're walling certain areas off, I get it, but I think the way that Leviatán are taking their time with certain areas of the map, taking space with one another, it's not really getting the value. Even when he used it in that vent area, it got broken instantly.
Busted by for the defense. A little bit of presence mid, and again, it's Heat, who's been picked on.
Oh, no way.
Oh, is he going to TP behind them? Is there a flash setup? There was. And
Wow.
again, Heat's down.
And that smoke was still popped up on his screen, but it wasn't for Leviatán members. A good reaction from Furia, though.
Yeah, a little bit of push and pull. Now Rafa, only one found. Havoc falls too.
He gets caught switching his weapon.
And now the site is open. Furia in a position, though,
30 seconds
to maybe
left.
make something out of this. A rifle for MW, a rifle for Khalil. This fight is everything, though, and it's, again, it's set apart. I mean, it's alone. MW's dry swinging that. Khalil hasn't even gotten halfway across the map yet.
And I just feel like the members of Furia just a little bit out of it at this moment. Maybe feeling that pressure, maybe a little bit tilted, Doug. I mean, Havoc in that moment, one of the rifles in the round, he's caught quick switching his weapon. I mean, these are things that happen when you're just not fully focused in.
I think they're quite, I mean, there are a couple of things we can point to there, right? We can point to Heat getting caught mid.
Yep.
Again, we can talk about Havoc.
How many times now?
Right. Talk about the solo swing back site, or back into spawn, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is, Leviatán are imposing their will upon Furia. It's an op in the hands for Rafa. Maybe this is the response to some of that mid-aggression, but Demon 1 is one of his own, and it's towards B. And that thing can still sing.
That was so fast. I don't think Khalil even saw him on his screen. That's how quick that shot was.
It's a notable investment that Furia put into this op as well.
And another first blood. So risky of Heat to jump spot that angle. You know an op just killed your teammate. Viper's Pit invested. He's not having none of that.
Still confident in their ability to win this round. Leviatán double down.
I mean, Doug, even that jiggle right there to spot out somebody close. I mean, that is just... LEV are on another level right now. Good res.
That's now the second ult they've put into this, and we're back on equal footing.
Look, everyone's going towards this vent to A.
It's a deep smoke. Havoc's ult. Oh, it's so good! So good. Connects onto 2. I mean, they've clawed their way back into this one. It seemed like a done deal, but Havoc gets 4 and Furia get their second.
Perfectly timed rocket. You saw he was dialed in on that A main. He was very worried. He's not switching his weapon this time, Doug, but he did switch to a rocket and it netted him 2 kills. I like the way that Furia approached this round. The beginning, again.
Wow.
That's how quick that was, huh? Yeah, you barely saw him. He's just instant dead. But the reaction of Heat to use that Viper's Pit to give a little bit of room for Rafa to come Sage Wall off the body of Khalil. That was very cheeky, very cool.
Oh, and then obviously the res, and
yeah.
I mean, it was a rocket that won it, but it was far more competitive because of that.
I mean, denying all of that B forced them into A.
Look at what they just tried doing. They dropped a deep smoke into spawn and then popped a fake TP ult. Now look at what MW has to do. They just have to dog their own spawn.
And that gives you practically a free B site. It's going to be the head-to-head. Havoc does win it against Demon 1.
But if they can't win these fights on site, none of it's going to matter. LEV reached deep into their playbook, but only 1 kill found. And the thing is, they don't really have control over the site right now either. It's King left in a 1v3. And Furia back up.
It was a cool play. It was a good ruse. But Havoc, he didn't fall for that. His eyes were trained straight on that B main fight, and he took out Demon 1. That was just the start of it all. MW, been seeing some brilliance from him as well into that B heaven area.
It was this hold right here. That flash is unfortunate, but it was this hold between MW and Havoc.
Yeah.
That secured the round.
Signs of life for Furia now. It's not too late. This time, 3 members in mid to deal with this default.
The op again for Rafa.
Haven't seen him get a kill on it yet. Leviatán understanding where the Sage is now in B heaven. I mean, essentially using so many pieces of utility. What is that random swing from MW into the Viper wall? Maybe he was trying to line up a timing with Havoc, but it just wasn't there.
Jaws comes off the angle.
You hate to see it. And Havoc, oh my gosh.
To timing it out on his side, and now Havoc, you're right.
Everyone getting timing right now.
In a world of hurt, manages to satchel away. And gets a spam shot in exchange. Sure.
Yeah, good, man.
Why not?
Good for you, Havoc. Good for you, man. That's insane. Even numbers, just like that.
That pesky little wall is still causing problems towards B.
But they're going to see that Rafa is on an island here, and they have a free B site.
They're doubling down on this, even though they know the rotations are coming over back B. Tex is a little bit behind on this, but they've invested the pit. Spike finally down. And Khalil is ahead of this in the pit already, looking to make a play, continuing to push forward. Calm waiting on the other side with Shorty in hand. He's been in the pit so long, the decay has surely got him down to nothing. Situation on a knife's edge. Again, keep an eye on Khalil. He's starting to flank around. Tex is waiting on the other side. Havoc is now dealt with. He's now down. Calm gets a spam on the second, and the round for Lev.
Great ultimate from Calm, getting that sight. But it's Tex who gets that opener onto MW, who randomly swung out of the Viper wall. I mean, it's just such a gamble. And he wanted that 50-50. He heard the Cypher cage pop.
Enemy remaining.
But the problem with falling there is that...
Bro, I took a fat risk at aim, just grabbed the orb like an alpha male.
Your hand, bro.
The problem with falling early like that is you feed Tex's ult.
And his ego.
And his ego. What a funny guy.
Fast towards A here, really fast towards A, but MW has gone unchecked. I thought the flash was going to be good, but the reinforcements are better.
Calm doing the classic. The lurk in mid. Seekers pop. Tex hasn't skipped a beat.
Oh,
another headshot.
The alpha male strikes again.
Yeah, he does. Maybe once more.
Flash up in heaven. Khalil disposed of. And this is surely a save. This is the round. Lev will get to 8.
And it really just looks like Furia has to do the absolute most in order to win rounds. Leviatán make it look easy. Their trades are on point. Tex is confident now. He's just taking things into his own hands as well. This is why you see duelist players switching over to that Sentinel role for those 50-50s. If you win them on the attacking side, it just makes it that much easier. And Rafa, yet to get value with this operator. I'm not sure if it's because King has a good read on where he's set up with it, but it's just not working.
Is he going to save the op? Nope. And so they're going to go into the last round of the half with essentially nothing as far as money goes.
Yeah, and Leviatán get to go in with an op of their own on Demon 1. Who, by the way, has been playing a good race so far. I haven't really seen many mistakes on satchels.
No, yeah.
I haven't seen misplaced nades.
He's done everything Lev have needed him to do.
Yeah. All he needs to do for himself now is get a rocket kill. That's the true test, Doug.
Last round of the half.
Oh, man.
There's a rocket kill you were looking for, but it's actually Havoc who lands it. They draw up a little aggression and they punish. Lev caught asleep at the wheel and now on their back foot. Deep smoke flash on the other side. The spike rotating back towards B where Heat is waiting. Tough angle. Oof. You don't get many shots like that.
Good bait of the one-way. Once mid-presence is shown from Furia, that's going to be Tex's cue to maybe walk up a little bit. Try to find a kill on that A main. If he was able to do that, maybe you split into A at that moment. But the proactivity from Furia on this defensive side, it's looking really good. They pushed all the way through B. Should cause a heavy lean towards A.
The smoke is late. Rafa's timing could be huge here.
Oh.
Move, man.
Yeah. Get out of my way, bro.
There's the timing. Oh, but he was looking the wrong way. And now they're going to rotate back into it as the smoke goes down. Gunfire erupts. And King walks away on top.
Free B site. Texas still A as well.
MW's in a position to maybe make a play, but you're right. Tex unknowingly could secure the round.
Spike planted.
Flanking the flanker. Oh, wait a second.
But the timing is big here. The timing is really big out from MW. He's going to get one pop of secrets, and now he's going to know there's one on the other side. But Tex strikes once more.
Last player standing.
Furious still not really in a position to will their way back into this. Blue's going to have to 1v3. He's gotten one, and that's all. It will be another 9-3 half for Lev.
And just another dismantling of the defense of Furia. King, he's sitting at the top of the scoreboard right now, and he's calling like a madman.
It was a great start from Fury. I love what they tried dialing up here. They hadn't shown that aggression this half.
Yeah.
But it still wasn't enough.
And it was the impatience.
One enemy remaining.
From Rafa trying to clear out that vent area. From MW peeking the flank on Tex a little too soon.
A 9-3 half for Lev. We'll see you guys on the other side of the break.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Leviatán fans with plenty of reason to be excited and plenty of reasons to be smiling. 9 of them, to be exact, as they've really obliterated Fury. And I think, Dre, I want to get your thoughts on this because it feels like Lev are playing the game as well as you could ask for, but it also feels a little bit self-inflicted on the side of Fury. It feels like they're shooting themselves in the foot a bit.
Yeah, they weren't really playing as a team. A lot of the swings that they were taking were just individual. And when you're losing the 50-50s like that, you kind of have to rely back on fundamentals and playing with your teammates, but we didn't really see much of that. Maybe towards the end we saw, a little bit more re-aggression in that B main, but it's just too late at that point.
We've said this many a time. They need to win this pistol. There's really no other way to paint that picture. Or else this will be quite frankly, a really sad debut for a team that had a lot of expectations and a lot of hopes.
And the stage wall got broken here. There's a little bit of a gap in it, but Havoc, he will take out Demon 1.
Rafa took a lot of damage there, but the double heals allows him to get topped off too.
Yeah.
Calm with a second to spike all the way up in heaven. Quietly too.
There's a lot riding on Texas' shoulders right now.
Where in the world are they going?
If he doesn't get overwhelmed by many players peeking him, he could get a couple kills, maybe even the score, give his teammates a chance that are so far away.
Against 5?
I mean, he has to. He has no choice right now.
Dodges the flash. Somehow still alive. A little left, a little right. Can't find anything.
Spike planted.
King can.
And all of a sudden, there's a shot at this.
One enemy remaining.
What?
They've ripped this thing back out of their hands.
How?
It seemed done, it seemed dealt with, it seemed dusted. But Rafa in a position all the way down to 1v1, and of course, who else but Natank? 3 on the round. The pistol, again, stolen from Furia.
It just looks like Leviatán are trying to get them out of here.
Yeah, they got dinner plans or something?
Yeah,
I mean,
they're just 2v5. Don't mind if I do. Gonna be eating good tonight. I mean, just don't understand the decision making to want to take spawn at that point. You have a 5v2. It's rough. It's going to be a rough VOD review for Furia if they can't bring this one back.
it doesn't seem likely. Satchels up, flash out, space taken. Smoke arriving on time from King across the map. Drops 2 here. Only thing that's gone across has been Khalil. Comp's in a tough spot, the swing out, and there it is. Comp's gonna fall too. Can he upgrade the weapon?
Yeah, but Doug, we've seen this before. We've seen Furia be up numbers.
You're not wrong.
Do you think they can do it this time?
I don't want to answer that question. Quiet creeps across the site. The Spike's checking spawn. They're not fully comfortable, and they do have some time to think this through. How do they manufacture a round win?
I don't know, man. This time I would have been working against them as well.
The freeze might just do it. A 4v2. Tex and King.
30 seconds.
That's not again. Not again. Tex is still here, and they still don't know he's here. I mean, maybe you suspect it given the cage going up, but Tex's position again is everything, and now it's a 2v2. 13 seconds left. The spike hasn't been planted. They've done it again.
2v4.
I believe that's 3 this series.
Yeah, 3v5 on the first map. 2v5, now 2v4. Just in case your mental wasn't boomed enough if you're Furia. It's such a rough spot to be in. And I've been there. It does not feel good.
Light armor, 5 rifles for Furia. And it's again a lot of the same pace, but this time the paranoia from King is just so good.
Yeah, it denies all that space for the time being.
And now a second attempt from Furia to take what they were looking for at the beginning, but it's so expensive. They're having to invest so much utility.
Yeah.
Just now creeping up. They try to clear the trip. The kills, are traded. And Calm arrives at the scene of the crime, but the spike still not made its way out. Khalil once again ahead of everything, but in a position to potentially strike.
And Heat did just that as well, taking out the enemy Sky. And they want this so bad. They're playing it so disciplined this time around.
Khalil's really far up, as has been the case. Now committing to the spike plant. 1 rifle on the board for the defense in the hands of Demon 1.
Not again.
Rafa's weak. He's very weak. This just gets so much harder as the spike ticks away.
Yeah, I think Leviatán are just going to go for exits at this point. Heat takes things into his own hands, gets proactive, kills Tex in the vent. But yeah, Leviatán weren't going for the retake this time around. And finally, Furia convert a man-up advantage situation. Calm, he's going to try to do as much damage as he can. Might be able to snag a rifle, but Havoc will take him out. And so far, what we've seen from Furia has been a lot of A pressure. Every single round, 3 rounds in a row. Take A heaven control, take A ramp control, take A main. I think Tex was trying to read into the way that Furia have been playing, and he set up towards that B site. Now he's switching back to A again. He's like, okay, if you're still gonna keep going A, I'll go back. But this was a much-needed round win for Furia, just to get the confidence that they can win these man-up advantages. Because they've had plenty in this series, Doug.
They just haven't been able to convert. Deep smoke towards A. You hear that orb getting picked up.
Opting to put it on the Sage. That should be called out by somebody from Leviatán. It's a heavy mid-presence.
And LEV are hell-bent on controlling this area of the map. They had the Viper orb, they refreshed it with the Omen smoke.
And something I want to talk about while the action isn't really happening is what Stellar was talking about in his interview. Look at the layers that Leviatán have, even in that mid-hold. Viper volley comes out, there's a Sky in the smoke to help you out. In the previous round, when Furia went Heaven, you had the Omen paranoia, you still have a trip set up. A lot of different layers in the defensive side. But Heat snags that kill and screens on the comm. 50-50 going their way.
Tex is still here. He's by himself, sure, but they've walled off spawn, so they're going to have to clear that out, and that's a timing window for Furia to accelerate.
Good slow, good
Flash
flash.
is really nice. I thought it might be just a little short and he'd get away with it, but once they sniff him out, they hunt him down.
That was a cracked execute. Even the Sage slow over the top to deny a player that's anchoring in there to get out.
And it seems like LEV are just going to save this one out.
Yeah, not going for the 3v5 this time. Maybe can scavenge some kills.
Cover going out.
And that tank is one away from his ult.
Would be nice for him to get that online. That execute from Furia, that was really nice. I would love to see how that kill went from Heat onto Calm, his counterpart. Not sure if he just snuck right through his smoke. But Calm was all the way in screens when that happened, so that opening was great. The Sage slow with the Sky Flash elbow looked really rehearsed and way more decisive than what we've seen before.
There's that pop that we were looking for.
This was nice. The Sage slow as well, if anyone's stuck there. I mean, Havoc's just going to dunk on you no matter what. Yeah, that was just...
You've got nowhere to go.
Gorgeous.
So a little something positive to say on the side of Furia.
Yeah, glimpses of brilliance.
And they've gotten up to 5. They're still in this thing. Havoc has his ult. Everybody's towards B here.
Yeah, this is a fast B hit. That Sage slow is going to take out all of Heaven.
Off of the flash, the satchels through, the paranoia paving the way, and Havoc with the rocket. I don't think he realizes he's there on the other side. It's going to be a little too high. And King playing around the box and punishing Havoc. They try to speed it up, but they run into a brick wall. But maybe the second attempt will be what breaks it. Palm double dipping, opportunistic in his swing. Again, an advantage the way of the defense. He might stick this. He knows he's there, cancels it out. And a freeze to the round. A minute left here.
I like this lurk smoke a lot from Heat. Yeah, you could play on the right side of it if you're on the defensive side, but it blocks off all of Heaven, and he's just deposited right now. The problem here is the Cypher utility on A hasn't been trampled with at all. It's still set up. Ooh, Khalil. He was looking at minimap. He was looking at minimap.
Slow on the trigger.
So unfortunate. You could see his head just look to the left for a moment.
Yeah.
Last player standing.
And now it's Trafa with the spike in a 1v4 up in Heaven. The little sidestep from Demon 1 is just too good.
Nice jiggles, and he gets the headshot on top of it.
Match point.
Good defensive setup from Leviatán. What really made it or broke it in that round, though, was that random swing from Calm and Natang into B main.
Yeah, the second
They didn't
regress.
use any utility. They just went for the swing, got the trades, survived. Calm was able to be healed up.
And so again, it seems like this highly anticipated debut on the stage for Furia will go down with nothing more than a whimper.
Wow, look at King. He's ready with an Omen Flash. He was looking towards that A ramp. Had noise been made, he would have used it off the rip, but now he has a chance to use it in the mid round. That one-way cam is still up. Oh, it sees 1A main.
It's always the feet.
Demon One's ready. He wants a kill right here.
As that orb goes up, I mean, the timing on that's perfect. They're starting to rotate back mid. It's very well handled. While Lever trying to re-clear this A ramp area. Hello. And that's a duelist by himself. Meanwhile, the spike, the rest of Fury are headed towards B.
But it's delayed by the molly from Calm.
Are they going to try to go back A? Oh, Khalil! Crispy shots, and now the Sage Wall up towards stairs. B is theirs.
30 seconds left.
Busted the site wide open. Havoc can't connect. But with that Sage Wall being used in B Heaven, there's only two things you need to worry about. That's vents and spawn. And I think if history repeats itself, Leviatán should just be going for the save. I mean, yeah, they're not even moving at all. That's why you see Heat on the hunt. Maybe can fish out some of this weaponry. Make the next round a little bit easier.
I mean, they've built themselves a really long runway. Lev have to be able to put Furia away.
Yeah, that's why they're fine saving these guns, not going for it.
Yeah, no reason to force it, you're right.
And sometimes when you go for that retake and you just feed kills to the wrong guy on the enemy team, all of a sudden they can just get going. They can get a spark in their system. They might be able to take over the game. So not dying could be the right approach. I mean, that's so snappy.
So Furia here still sticking around. They've got Not back in the hands of Rafa. And, you know, we talked about it in the first half. It didn't net a ton of value.
I don't think he got a single op kill, man. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't think he did, though. Well, it could be a lot easier here on the attacking side, though. The defense has to use their bodies a lot more.
That flash is good. That flash is so damn good.
That's something that they were ready for in the previous round as well, just not from that up close and personal.
And now you've got yourselves a man down in an attack situation with an op.
Against a Viper's Pit in mid.
Scout destroyed.
They put the op down, the Rafa is upgraded, or upgraded, I guess in this case, to a Vandal. The spike out, Heat single-handedly getting a couple of kills, but the spike's on the other side and it's by itself. And now they're in a really awkward situation. Do they hit the res? Do they try to rotate back? They've lost control A. And take a look at Calm's position.
He's playing this so well. Rafa needs to get this res off before it's too late.
Carefully creeping forward and looking to put him away, and he does. Again, it's Calm on the flank.
They just had no chance against you. Leviatán blow through the competition of Furia. We did see some positives, though, from the side of Furia towards the end, but the slow starts was very, very rough. They put themselves in such a tough spot. And I think a lot of that has to do with starting on that defensive side, not being able to really get in the motion of things.
Sure.
I like the way they approached the attack. I like the pace that they were making Leviatán play at. But it's just too late when you're down 9-3 both halves. And we saw a lot of highlights today from Calm, from King, Tex even, looking very sharp.
Hey, Calm almost dropped 30 on the first match.
Yeah, 27.
Hey, it felt like he was almost at 30 at halftime.
With clutches.
Again, a great debut for Leviatán on this stage. With the roster changes, with the return of Demon 1, with an import.
With an import, who looked great, by the way.
They looked...
Utility was amazing.
They looked incredible. And then again, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention King and his calling.
Yeah.
Somehow the guy continues to be underrated.
Yeah. Demon 1 looked great as well on the Raze. He played better on the Raze than the Jet.
Yeah.
When you have a system around you like like this on Leviatán, I mean, it's no surprise that you can look great.
It's a great first step.
Just wait till he starts getting more comfortable as well. Oh, that's that right click that I was trying to get a look at earlier.
Up in heaven, yeah.
That was so filthy.
It unfortunately felt like, and yeah, maybe it's because they were down 9-3 every map. Maybe, you know, whatever the reason may be, it really felt like LEV were outclassing Furia the entire time.
Yeah, definitely. The attack side calling from King, just running circles around Furia. Furia, I think, just taking too many 50-50s too early on in the series. And it just not going their way was a big part of their downfall.
Oh yeah, 1000%. And then again, poetic maybe for the series to end the way that it did with Calm on the flank, no less, to clean things up. The story really just kind of writes itself there.
Yeah, it really does paint the picture very well. But just his timing on that, it's just great that he runs through his own Viper's Pit in that moment.
Plays it perfectly well. Speaking of Calm, he's standing by with Freyav on the stage behind us for the Verizon post-match interview.
Thank you, gentlemen. Let's give it up for Calm and Leviatán. They take down Furia, finding a victory. I gotta say, the game looked great to start. There were some back and forth. So I want to ask you, though, what were the kind of the team's expectations and also kind of the realities you saw here in your first series?
I think it was just getting a stage experience at the end of the day. And I think, as I said before, like kickoff is kind of like your way of seeing where you're at, also improving and just like honestly taking it one step at a time as a team. And I don't know, that's what we showed today.
All right, if you were to like take one thing out of that game the team's working on or still working on as you came into the season, what would it be?
I think we're still working on like fully being on the same page on certain things. I think that's every team right now though. And then whenever we get on the same page, you see in those rounds like it's clean, you know? So I would say that and keeping it consistent to like every single round.
Awesome. Talking about being on the same page, perfect segue, thank you. The Tank on the team, how's it been playing? He actually had a few sick clutch rounds there. What's it been like kind of synergizing and bringing him into the fold?
It's cool. I don't think played with like someone from Europe before.
Okay.
So he has a different view on the game. You kind of learn from him and see what he thinks, you know? And also he's just a great person in general.
All right, and another great person in your life. Talk to me about being back on a team with Demon One. I mean, this guy was in your wedding. You guys are so close. What's it like to be able to regroup with somebody like that and have such a close synergy on the team?
I think it feels really nice, especially like having someone that you went through so much with and then kind of like reuniting with them. And also, you know, as you can see, he's smiling a lot and having a good time. And that's all I care about, especially after last season. Like, I want him to have fun. I want him to be back to the best player in the world.
All right, heck yeah. And final question for you. It's a two-parter, but Cloud9 G2 next. Who do you got, but who would you rather be facing coming that next game?
G2 100%, because I feel like a lot of people consider them like the top of NA and stuff like that. I think it's always fun to like play the best team and see where you're at. And yeah, I got shit on Jaw.
All right, perfect. There you got to hear from Calm. There is going to be some stank on the next game between them and G2, if that's the team that takes it. But that's what we got next, Calm. Thank you so much. It is going to be Cloud9 versus G2. Don't go anywhere here at VCT Kickoff. We'll be right back.
Got a bunch of different mice.
When you find the one, you know it's the one.
저는 이게 제일 좋은 것 같아요.
Look at this. Isn't this perfect?
누가 만들었는지 알려주는 것도 같이 들어있고.
This mouse is ready for a fashion show.
It's Pulsar by me.
It's by me.
It's Pulsar by